Okay, guys, I'm back with an almost finished pillow cover. I've sewn the seams all the way around. Okay, all the way around. But I did leave a part out to finish so you guys can see, uh, so you can see me finish the cover. So let me just unzip this end so you can see that the seams are sewn together. So here we go, that's the corner. There you go, you can see through, and it's looking more like a pillow cover now. All we have to do is insert the cover once I finish this last little piece. So I'm gonna zip it back. And here we are at the other end with the excess zipper. So what I'm going to do is just tuck this in, and I'll cut it off. I'll turn it over and cut it off because I think that'll be the easier way to do it. And then I'm going to stitch it all the way up to here to close that part of the zipper off so we won't have any mishaps. And if I happen to go too far, this will stop me. At least I won't be able to go that far. And I don't have to worry about the zipper coming off track. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I already have my needle threaded. And I am going to finish this edge here all the way up to the end on camera. Okay, so just follow along with me. I am taking the inside loops of each stitch and bringing them together. So I'm going to try to let you see here. This is a loop from the inside, and here's the corresponding loop on the other side. And I'm just going to whip stitch them all the way until I get to the end. Okay, so here goes. Stitching right along, picking up the corresponding stitches. As you can see, it's easy. Doesn't take long to do. It's picking up each stitch along. Each inside loop all the way to the edge here. You can see, makes a pretty neat edge along here, pretty neat and even and clean. And keep going. Okay, and I think one more stitch will do it. Awesome. Just gonna double stitch it here. Make a little loop inside to make a knot. And finish it off. Clip it. Make a kind of long tail because I'm going to stitch that in later on. And so here we have the other edge is all done. Okay. All right. So now, next, I was just noticing this gap here on the other edge. So I am going to, let's see. I think I'm gonna just tuck this in. I was gonna take that tail to close up, but it's not gonna be enough yarn. So I'm just gonna try and tuck this part in as much as I can. And I'm going to try and sew that gap up a little bit, to make it look a little more uniform, make it look nicer. I'm gonna unzip it a bit. And close that up. Okay, so I take my yarn, put off a nice piece of it, and thread my needle. And as you can see, this is a pretty big hole in the needle. It's a tapestry needle. And so that the threading part is big enough to fit the yarn. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this and start at the edge. And attempt to close this in. Again, taking those inward loops to make the connection. The long enough tail there. And I'm going to go through again to secure the yarn, so there won't be any sliding out, so it's nice and tight. Back to the inside. I'm thinking I might have to take the outside loops on this one, on this edge, because the inside loops are glued down. So yeah, I think we might have to do that. I might have to do an outside loop on one end and an inside loop on the other, in order to get this closed and properly. I hope you can see. I'm close enough to the camera frame so you can see. So you see how this is coming together. So when we zip, it'll come all the way to the edge, but it will close in that gap where there's no zipper, or no zipper track right in here. So let's see, take a couple more. Pick up that inside loop. I don't want to pull it too tight because I don't want it to look bunchy. Okay, the zipper stops there. I think we're good, but what do you think? I think I'm gonna stop there. Let's see. Let's zip it up, and that will determine whether I'm good, whether I'm close enough. Okay, zipper stop. I think we're good. I think we're good, because if I do one more, then I'll be covering right there at the beginning. I don't know. Let's see. Let's do one more and see how it closes. Okay, yeah, I think the one more did the job. So I'm just gonna slip the thread back into the previous stitches to make a nice neat closing. I'm gonna go back right up to the edge here to this tail so that I can weave them in, possibly can weave them in together. Okay, so there, make the tail invisible. We've closed up that edge of the zipper. Okay. I'm gonna cut it off here. And I'm gonna take these, the two tails, thread them in. And I'm just going to take them, I can position this needle without coming loose.